Hi, my name is Kwazi Alatunji. I'm a student at Nova Southeastern University. Class is called Trends and Issues. Presentation is called History and Future Trends in Energy. Again, the school is called Nova Southeastern University, Fisher School of Education and Human Services. Let's start with a video from British Petroleum. Please pay key attention to the text in the video. Thank you, British Petroleum, for that video. Let's look at the contents of presentation. Energy definition, sources of energy, non-renewable sources of energy, renewable sources of energy, U.S. energy consumption by source, 2009, top world oil producers in 2010, oil consumptions around the world, consumption versus production, crude oil prices, presidential quotes, alternative energy, China the first to use several sources of energy, 1860, first solar power system in France to produce steam to drive machinery, 1888, first windmill to generate electricity developed in Cleveland, Ohio, 1927, first commercial wind turbine sold to generate electricity on remote farm, 1935, Hoover Dam, the world's largest hydroelectric power plant, is built, 1951. First nuclear power reactor to generate electricity built in Ohio, 1957. First commercial nuclear power plant begins operation in Shippingport, Pennsylvania. 1960. First commercial scale geothermal electrical plant built in U.S. in California. 1990, the first framework for wind energy developed on the U.S. outer continental shelf announced. Let's look at the definition of energy, the capacity of acting or being active, vigorous exertion of power, a fundamental entity of nature that is transferred between parts of a system in production and physical change within the system, and usually regarded as a capacity for doing work. Now, usable power as heat or electricity, also the resources for producing such power. That's the one that we'll be looking at. Sources of energy: biomass, coal, geothermal, hydropower, natural gases, petroleum, propane, solar, uranium, wind. Renewable sources of energy are classified as biomass, geothermal, hydropower, solar, wind. Non-renewable sources of energy classified as coal, natural gases, petroleum, propane, uranium. The U.S. energy consumption by source in 2009, biomass 4.1%, hydropower 2.8%, wind 0.7%, geothermal 0.4%, solar 0.1%. Non-renewable consumption: petroleum 36.5%, natural gases 24.7%, coal 20.9%, uranium 8.8%, propane 1%. Let's look at the top world oil producers. We'll read the first 10. Saudi Arabia produced 10,521,000 barrels per day. These are in thousands. Russia produced 10,146. United States produced 9,688. China produced 4,273. Iran produced 4,252. Canada produced 3,483. Mexico produced 2,983. United Arab Emirates produced 2,813. Brazil produced 2,719. Nigeria produced 2,458. This next slide is the U.S. As the oil consumption around the world. The total oil consumption around the world, again, this is in thousands barrels daily, 2009. It totals 84,077. 84,077. Some of the other countries that we can look at is China. China produced 8,625. We can note U.S. consumption, is 18,686. We can look at India, which consumption is 3,183. I just want to note, if you look at these is all consumptions. And this here is all production. If we notice, the United States production is 9,683, and the consumption is nearly 20,000. It's a big difference. Let's go. This is all the consumption versus production, which I was just talking about. Worldwide consumption is 84,077 thousand barrels per day, and the worldwide production of 15 top oil producers is only 64,730 barrels per day. You can see a big difference in there, like as I was showing with the U.S. Versus consumption versus production. This slide here is very important also. This is the crude oil prices in 2010. These crude oil prices is affected by war, OPEC, a whole lot of Gulf War, all different type of wars, and it's really by OPEC as the regulation. Let's look at, this is the quotes of presidents. CEO David O'Reilly of Chevron states energy will be one of the defining issues of this century. One thing is for sure: the era of oil is not easy. Excuse me, let me repeat that again. Energy will be one of the defining